They said Custer would never break. They said he was too confident, too lucky, too famous to fall. But on that hilltop, surrounded on all sides, his horses collapsing, his men shouting his name, even he must have felt it. The moment the world turned against him, the moment he realized no one was coming. Within less than an hour, every man around him would be dead. But before that final stand, before the dust and the gunfire and the silence, there were choices, small choices that led to disaster. The strange thing is, the story didn't begin with a fight. It began with a misunderstanding. The Great Plains in the 1870s looked endless, like an ocean made of grass. But underneath that calm surface, two worlds were pushing against each other. The United States wanted control of the Black Hills, a place sacred to the Lakota people. Gold had been found there, and once gold enters the picture, everything changes. People rush in, promises break, tempers rise, and soon the army is told to bring the Lakota and Cheyenne back onto reservations, even if it takes force. While the army prepared, something powerful was happening in the native camp. Sitting Bull, a respected Lakota leader, held a great Sundance ceremony. In that ritual, he had a vision of soldiers falling into Lakota camps like grasshoppers dropping from the sky. People whispered about it. They took it as a warning and a promise. A battle was coming, and they would stand their ground. Warriors began to gather, first a few hundred, then more. By late June of 1876, the camp stretched along the Little Bighorn River so far that soldiers later said it looked like a moving city. Custer never saw that city. He only heard reports, and the reports were wrong. They claimed the village was small, only a few hundred warriors, easy to scatter. Custer was a famous man, known for bold moves. He had won battles before. He trusted his instincts more than anyone else's words. When he was offered a powerful early machine gun called a Gatling gun, he turned it down. He said it would slow him down. He believed speed was more important. And when he rode toward the river, he made a choice that shocked even his scouts. He split his men into 3 separate groups, the way a person might split a team in a game before knowing where the enemy is hiding. Major Reno led one part of the force and charged the upper end of the village. At first, he thought the families inside would run, but then warriors came out in waves, faster than he expected, more determined than he had ever seen. Reno's men tried to hold their ground in the trees, then broke and ran across the river in panic. Horses fell, men screamed. The moment Reno pulled back, everything changed. The entire village now knew the army was coming. Thousands of Lakota, Cheyenne, and Arapaho warriors began to mobilize. Custer, miles away, had no idea an entire nation was now turning toward him like a rising storm. As he reached a ridgeline, he must have felt the first crack in his confidence. He expected a small camp, something he could surround and break apart quickly. Instead, he saw something else entirely. A whole valley alive with movement, dust rising, riders gathering. It must have looked like the ground itself was waking up. Custer's men dismounted on the hills, forming a line, trying to hold their ground. But warriors closed in from all sides, not hundreds, thousands. They rode fast and fought with the determination of people defending their homes and families. Custer shifted his men again and again, trying to find a stronger place to stand. But every spot was another trap. No one knows exactly what Custer felt in those final moments, because no one from his group survived. But native warriors later said they saw him fall near the top of the hill, close to his brothers. A family surrounded by the collapse of everything they thought they controlled. 2 days later, when the rest of the army arrived, they found only silence. The hillside was scattered with bodies, broken weapons, and horses that would never rise again. News spread across the country like wildfire, and Custer's name turned instantly into legend. But legends are often made of misunderstandings. To the native nations, the victory was a defense of life itself. To the United States, it was a shock that demanded a response. And that response would come quickly and heavily. The strange thing is, this great victory for the Lakota and Cheyenne also opened the door to something darker, something that would change their world forever. And that is where the story turns next.